How's it, guys? Welcome back to another video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Only like the video if you found value in it. If you didn't find any value, don't worry about liking it. But drop a comment down below if you guys have any questions. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you're always gonna see my new uploads and my new strategies and whatever confluences I'm adding. So today, what I'm gonna start adding on is the Asia high and low zones and the US high and low zones as confluence onto the US30 and NAS strategy. Now, the reason why these zones are so important, because the Asia main zones, they actually set the tone for the day. So like 9 times out of 10, if we are trading above the high and the low for the Asian session, we would most likely continue in that trend of going above it. If we are below the Asia high and low, then we're looking more on the selling side of things. So what I normally do is, so I'm just gonna put on my sessions indicator that I have, and then I end up marking out the Asia highs and lows. So this, I know I've got a few boxes here, but this small dark yellow box, that is my main Asian range. So what I do is I just take the high and just a little bit of some other candles. Okay, so we've got the Asia high, we've got the Asia low. Now we want to get the US high and the US low. And so how we get the US high, so on my sessions indicator, this starting line here is 8 a.m. in America. So that is US session. And then this goes all the way until 6 p.m. in America, which is the end of New York session. So what we do is on the 925 candle, this is the 925 candle, what we want to do is we want to get the highs and the lows from this line till the last candle. So see here, this was probably 8:30. There was some news that came out which created this wick. So I'm not going to use this wick as part of the zone because obviously this was affected by news. So technically my US low would be here. Oh, let's get the top zone. So you can see on the 925 candle we pushed a bit up here, but other than that we were respecting the Asia high. You can see we didn't really close above it. So I'm going to ignore this candle. Reason being is it's probably just some extra volatility in the market pre-NYSE open that's affecting that. So I'm going to ignore that one. I'm just going to take the highs and the lows from here and go across. So if you can see, funny enough, today the US high and low is actually the Asia high and low also, which is fine. There's no issues with that. Now, when we are finding our breakout zones, which is this breakout zone above here for buys and this breakout zone below here for sells, we want to find zones above this. So for example, for the buy zone, we don't want to find a buy zone if the US high is above, because that's going to be invalid because price can easily respect that US high and come back down. So we want to find a zone above Asia highs and lows and above US highs and lows for buys, and vice versa. So we want to find a zone below all of these zones. I don't know if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, just let me know in the comments and I'll just respond and try and explain a bit more. So you can see we have the breakout zone above, we have breakout zone below, we have all these other zones in the middle. So again, as we're just waiting for a break of one of these zones, and we're going to try and get in on a break, retest and rejection. Now the other thing I wanted to say is, actually let me just take this out. If you remember from the last video, we said that we're going to continue starting from the 13th of September where we left off from the previous video. So now we're going to do the same setups but just with extra confluences now. So let's just get into it and see what happens. Okay, and remember we said we don't enter at all within the first 5 to 30 minutes of the New York session. So we pushed up, just went above the zone but managed to close inside. Next candle we rejected and came back down. If I'm not mistaken, I remember on this day for the last video we didn't get an entry. This is the one where we did that reversal trade that we didn't like. So I don't think we're gonna find a trade here today that's gonna break out of our zone, but let's just go through it. through it and see. So just to clarify, the reason why we didn't enter a sell here is because we never enter a sell on the first candle that's exiting the zone. We're always going to wait for the break, retest, and rejection. So essentially, we are waiting for break, retest, and rejection. And it must close below the zone. It must close away from the zone. So just remember that. So we never see any of that here. So that's why we never enter here. Okay, we're actually out of session now. So let's just get to the next day. Okay, so we currently on the next day. I don't think I actually need to draw any bank zones at the moment. We have this for TP for buys. Actually, I'm lying. We do need a zone because this is essentially gonna be our breakout zone. So let's find a zone above this. Well, this is really far. Let's try it though. I'm just trying to think, do I need another zone? It's fine. Let's just keep the zone. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we've got this zone, we've got this zone, and we've got these zones. That's perfect. From the day before, did we create any new zones? So we did create this high here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this zone so that it's more relevant to yesterday's zone. Cool. So we've got that from yesterday. Then we created this new low here. Let me just so that we got the most relevant zone. And I think that's it for the higher time frame zone. Let's get into the lower time frame. Okay, is this the 925 candle? Yes, it is. Now, if you can see, price is really close to this zone. So I'm not gonna technically consider this zone. I'll show you guys why just now. Let's do our Asia highs and lows and our US highs and lows. Oh, wrong indicator. This is for another video, just by the way. Just a little spice. Asia highs and lows. So our Asia high is here. We got them Asians. Cool. Then we need US high and lows. So US low is here. I'm just gonna take it from the body to the wicks. Stay like that. And as you can see again, the US low is actually lining up with an Asia high. So I just want to show you guys something, right? You can see that we're already trading above the Asia highs and the US low is made at the Asia high. So what is this showing you? Before we even get into this trade, I can already see that this is showing us bullish momentum, higher highs, higher lows. So if this can continue after New York Open, then we're looking for buys today. Then let's get the US high, which seems to be lining up with this zone, which I would take just there. US high is there. Now, remember what I said in the previous day here. I'm not using this zone purely because I have my US high above the zone. And remember I said I want breakout zones above all of these ranges. So essentially we could use this zone as a breakout zone, but price is already trading so close to it that I'm just not comfortable because we can get faked out at the zone. So I'm gonna wait. My setup today is going to be a break and retest of this zone. We're going to try and buy to that TP level, or we're going to sell from here. And as you can see, we'll probably sell to, let's just say this one for now. As you can see, the selling zone is so far away from where price is that if price does come back, I'm most likely not going to take this trade unless it has a lot of momentum, because from currently where price is trading to our breakout zone, that's already 270 pips. So as you can see, just for today, my whole thing is that sells are invalid for me. So I'm not looking for sells anywhere in here at the moment. So if I don't get my buy set up, I'm actually not trading today. So that's how you need to look at this strategy. If your setup is like far away, like as you can see the sells are out, and if price just keeps on ranging in between here, then unfortunately we don't have a trading day. And you guys need to stick to that to have a high win ratio with the strategy. Let's get into it. So we've got everything. Let's go. See what happens. Okay, we push down. Are we going to tap the US low? No. Okay, immediately we get some rejection there. So right now price is playing in between the US high and low. This is a nice break and retest and reject. So break, retest, reject, and pushed away from the zone. This is nice, but we have this zone here. So as I said, let's wait for that break. Okay, do we get a rejection? But now the reason why I'm saying it's safer to wait for here is because then we'll know guaranteed for sure that the recent high was broken and we're going to continue pushing upwards. Right now I won't enter because price could easily do this, and I've seen price do this a lot of times, where we'll go up, we'll create that high, we'll come back down, we'll go back into the zone just like that, and then slap down. So we're trying to avoid that. Essentially what we need to see is we got this push up, we got the push down. We're gonna wait for break above, take out the highs, retest, and then we're gonna go all the way. Hopefully. Getting a little bit of rejection. Are we gonna be able to break this? Nice. Okay. I don't think we're gonna get the retest, are we? I think this was the one where we contemplated actually entering here. Yeah. So we said that we were going to enter on this one because it did pull back a bit, and then on this candle we entering, and we're gonna put our stop right there, 45 pips. Next zone we're targeting is, I like to put it a little bit just below the zone just to like guarantee that we get it. So this is a 1 to 2.3 ratio, and 104 pips is what we are aiming for. Nice. TP hit. Cool. So as you can see, the only sort of difference that we have with including US highs and lows and the Asia highs and lows is that it now gives us extra confluence to choose our breakout zone correctly. So instead of using this as the breakout zone, we could now use this. And yes, this was valid. As you can see, we went up, retested, and we pushed all the way. We could have caught a much bigger trade. However, the aim is not to catch a bigger trade. The aim is to mitigate our risk as much as we can. So this has a much more higher probability of working out than this, which is why we took this trade and not from here. I hope that makes sense. Let's just do one more example and then we'll move on. Okay, so we're currently in the next day. Now we're gonna look for our zones, right? So we delete this because I'm gonna take the most recent relevant zone, which is right here. Remember, we said from here to there. Let's take it from here to there. Okay, so we've got that. Then we've got, definitely I'm going to take this zone, because as you can see, the reason why I'm going to take the zone is this zone was tapped into once here and shot through at this point here. So this is definitely going to be a relevant zone because we're going to need some activity at this zone. I'm gonna take this zone because it was a strong zone, it was used twice. Then I'm definitely taking this zone as well. And then actually I just forgot, there's another zone that we need to take, which is here. This is the low from yesterday, so let's take this zone. So you can see we have a lot of zones today. We're gonna find our breakout zones. So this is definitely a sell zone. I'm gonna actually use this one also, just in case we get like a stupid push to the downside. Use that zone. I'm gonna use that zone. And then this is technically gonna should be a buy zone. And then now we're going to look for our breakout zone. So let's drop into the 5 minutes so we can confirm our breakout zones. Okay, all right, 9:25. We here, we out here. Let's get the Asia highs and lows. Asia high is way above and we are trading way below. So what is that showing us? We are looking at sells. Really guys, it is that simple. Asia highs and lows are the biggest confluence you are ever going to get if you trade New York session for US30 or NAS 100. Trust me, you can thank me later. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's get the US high and low. US high is all the way up here where the Asia high is. That is here. Okay, let's get the low. I am not going to take this because this was an impulsive push down. I'm going to take the low. I'm actually just going to take this entire zone as the low, just in case. So essentially we have our breakout zones. Our breakout zone. So this is actually not going to be a buy zone. This is going to be our breakout zone. This is our breakout zone. So here, all the way down, we have sell zones. Let's see what happens. Can we push down, retest this, and keep on going down? Let's see what happens. Okay, we push up. We back inside our range. Break. Do we get the retest, or do we already get the retest? Wait one more. Okay. The reason why we didn't enter on this candle is because this candle is an indecisive candle and it doesn't tell us exactly if price is going down or going back up, which is why we didn't enter there. We waited again. We're big boys, man. We're doing this shit. Okay, that is our confirmation candle. So we're gonna enter shorts. Our stop loss might be a little bit big on this one, 68 pips, but let's see if we can target. Let's see if we can target here. Okay, let's see if we can target here. I know this is like asking for a lot. Let's just see if we can. What happens? So we immediately push down. Immediately we break there. We get the nice break and retest, and we should push down again. Do we actually get that push? Yeah, we do. So we could have even entered off this zone. If you wanted like extra confluence, you could have entered off this zone also. So that was a nice one. Clean break and retest. And is that the end of it? Or do we have more in us? No, I think this is end of session now. Yeah, now we end of session. Okay. So we managed to get here, we managed to get 234 pips, sorry. Cool. Let's move on to one more, because in the last video we did these 3 days. Now I want to do a fresh day with you guys. So let's go back to 30 minutes. Okay, so we're at the next day. Let's try and find our zones. So we're going to definitely pull this one. We are going to definitely pull this one and this. I'm going to change these to bank zones. So these are, so far these are looking like it's going to be our breakout zones, but we will confirm. This is definitely a buy zone. Oh, don't forget, we need to take our most recent zones. Actually, I didn't draw them out, which is from yesterday, which is here. So we have this low. Okay, we need to take this zone. And then we also the high. Okay, that's way up there, so I'm not even going to bother, but we have the high here. So let's just bring it forward in case we get them buys today. Okay, I'm going to confirm which one is sell zones and which ones are breakout zones after we do the Asia highs and lows and the US highs and lows. That's how I normally like to confirm which is going to be my breakout zones. Can we confirm that we are at the 925 candle? No, we are not. So price is currently trading at this point. Let's get the Asia highs and lows again. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to draw my zones quickly. I'm gonna make everything clean and neat. I'll normally, like pre NYSE session, I always sit down nicely for an hour, do my zones nicely, make sure they're all neat and OCD like, it helps a lot when you actually in the trade. It helps your psychology, and also like I hate not seeing the end of my zone. So you'll see a lot of times when I send my daily analysis on our Telegram group, you'll always see the end of my zones because it just helps me psychologically. I don't know how and I don't know why, but it just helps me. Okay, Asia high and low, done. Let's put this off. US high and low, let's go. US low is here. Okay, this looks like our breakout zones are going to be pretty clear today. And if we don't range, looks like we're going to get a clean setup. All right. So we have this zone here with the US low, and then we have this zone and the Asia high is just above it. So if we can break and retest above the Asia high, we're good to go for buys. So if we can get that, we're going to be good to go there. And for the downside, we're going to look for break, retest, and then go all the way down there. The other thing we just need to make sure is how far is this zone from this zone. This is 24 pips and this one is 49 pips. What I'm actually going to do, if I don't see clear structure being formed when we're breaking this zone, I'm most likely going to wait for the break of this zone. Let's see what happens. I haven't done this day before, so we're doing it live for the first time together. Let's see how price reacts because I don't know what's happening here. Okay, immediate push up, immediate rejection. Ooh, okay, wow. New York is looking like crazy time. Okay, if I see here, this is 9:30, so this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So either which way, I'm not looking to enter now because it's like really early in our session and we had massive rejection of the zone, if you can see this. So if I still don't see good structure, I am definitely waiting for this break and retest of this zone, just so that I'm like more sure. Let's see, as you can see, we rejected again. So we are definitely looking for sells from this zone. I'm not going to take the chance again and try here and then just for us to go back down and slap back in. So that's not happening. Oh, there we go. So looks like we went for the buy. Let's see if we can get another green rejection candle. Then we are in. Oh my god, that's massive. Well, this makes things hard. Here to there, that is 60 pips. Outside there. Okay, we're gonna take the chance and enter here. Might not work out. Maybe it might be safer to wait for the break above the zone, but YOLO. Oh, it's not a bad stop actually. Let's take 50 pips. Just give it a little bit extra, and then let's try to get this all the way here. Hopefully we'll be able to get that. 144 pips. Might reject there. Don't come back down. Just stay above. Oh no. Oh, we're out. Sorry guys. So yeah, this was an issue. The zone was just too close. If we entered here, we would have caught it till there, but is that worth the trade? I don't think so. 50 pips, I don't know. So I think this was probably a no trade day. So we should have waited for the break above here, and obviously we didn't get it, so essentially no trade day. And I think that this is actually when US30 started doing its nonsense where it just ranges and hardly moves. So yeah guys, unfortunately no trade here, but I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and what I'm gonna do is in the next video we're gonna add a little bit more confluence, and until we get to my actual current strategy with all my confluences with a high win rate. And yeah, we out.